Okay, here we are. So here is the Soulbreaker effects unit from Warlord effects units, all the way from Greece. Okay, we've switched him on now. Right, it's got this lovely green light at the bottom. It's on Havoc mode at the moment, which is that one. And switch it over and lo and behold it goes red. Very nice touch, that is. That looks really cool. That's really nice. So yeah, this little switch here switches between modes, and I've already spoken to Giorgos about this, that in future what we would probably do is move it so that the mode switch is actually the foot switch, because let's face it, when you're playing live you can't just say, oh hey, wait a minute guys, I'm just going to play a solo, and then get down on your knees and flip it over. So that's one little thing which will probably change, so, but that's okay. This is prototype 1, so you know, these things kind of, you know, always happen. You kind of have a little few issues that you realise that you could change. Right, let's have a little look at the settings. I've already got it pretty much how I like it. So juice all the way up, a little bit of bottom end there, a little bit of head, shape. I like a lot of mid in my guitar sound. It just sounds thicker. It's better for lead guitar playing. You don't get that horrible thin buzzy tone that is so synonymous with cheap effects units. And anyway, let's see what this bad boy sounds like. Righto, I've got it set on Havoc mode, and all the dials are in the position I just showed you a minute ago, so let's have a little go with this. Okay, I haven't got a lot of bass on it, so let's add some bass on the actual pedal itself. So let's put it to the 12 o'clock position, let's see what it sounds like. The knobs on here are really responsive, they really do shape the tone quite well. So I'll actually try and play some riffs, because most people just like whittle away and it doesn't tell you anything. So let's do some riffs, let's do some hey, defining Armageddon. Let's play something else. Had a little look at the chuggy sound that it gets, so let's mess around with some just nonsensical lead playing for a little while, so watch me embarrass myself for a bit. Really quite dynamic to how hard you hit it with your pick. Yeah, so as you can hear, it's quite a dry tone. It reminds me very much of Paul Gilbert's kind of modern tone, in that it's it lends itself very well to bluesy pentatonic based shredding. I hate that word, shredding, but everybody uses it, so I'm going to use it. So yeah, I'm a legato guy. I'm not really a picking guy, even though you've seen me do a lot of picking in some of my lessons and the 30 shredders thing. It's generally not. I tend not to do it a lot. I find it a chore, actually. It just goes against my flow of playing. If the tone doesn't have enough juice, I find myself having to pick a lot more just to keep things going, and that kind of annoys me a little bit. But this doesn't happen with this. This is actually enables me to play the way I want to play, which is more left hand and less right hand, which is really great. First thing you'll notice with the Armageddon channel is there's a volume leap. Which is really handy if you're switching between two channels, because let's face it, if you're the type of lead guitar player, like most lead guitar players, where you have one volume for your rhythm when you're playing live, and then when it comes to your solos you want that volume boost, that is perfect. So first impressions are that it sounds darker and thicker to me. Let's see what Armageddon is like with the lead playing. I'm really in a pentatonic mood today for some reason, so if you don't mind that. So Armageddon, very similar to Havoc, very similar indeed. The volume boost is the most notable difference, and just a little bit thicker and denser and darker. It's got enough juice in there for legato, for sustaining notes, even though it is quite what I would call a dry distortion. Your pick dynamics have a lot of impact. How loud you pick it, or how hard you pick the string, to how loud the note sounds. And if you screw things up, they're very noticeable. So the pedal requires you to know what you're doing. Your mistakes will show up. It's a very clean sounding distortion. It's a very nice, woody, natural sounding distortion. It's lovely. And I just cannot resist keeping the shape button around 8 o'clock. So it's mostly on. So I keep most of the mid because it just sounds really good. I've said pretty much everything there is to say. Hopefully you've got a good idea of what the pedal sounds like, even with the limitations of camera audio and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully I didn't bore you too much with all my waffle. Maybe you should just fast forward through me talking and just get to the guitar bits. Anyway, check out Warlord effects units, get in touch with Giorgos, and he'll sort you out. So I'm just going to continue jamming if you don't mind.